Flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law, the New Milford Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Borough Hall and the New Milford Public Library. Notices have been sent to the Record and the Twin Borough News. The board announces under its longstanding policy that it will not discuss in public any comments made by members of the public concerning individual staff members. At this time, please be advised that all cell phone and electronic devices be turned off. Meetings of the board are open to the public and all members of the community should feel free to participate. Before coming to the board, the chain of command should be followed. There are two portions of the meeting reserved for comments from the public. The first at the beginning of the meeting for agenda items only, and the second at the end of the meeting for all other items. Issues raised by the public may or may not be responded to by the board, but all comments will be considered. The board requests that all members of the public be mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Due to confidentiality and legal rights afforded by the state of New Jersey, members of the public are asked not to speak negatively or in a derogatory manner about any employee of the board or any student. The results of the annual school district election held on November 3rd, 2021. The election for three-year terms. Cheryl Calderon with 1,665 votes. Tanya Kaminsky with 976. Joseph Lunam with 1,645 votes. Laura O'Grady with 1,028 votes. Joseph Petrolio with 1,549 votes. And Joseph Steele with 725 votes. I will now administer the oath of office to Ms. Cheryl Calderon. You want to come up here? Okay. Come up. Do you have yours? Do you have yours?
Oh, I need to get it? Yeah.
Okay. I, Cheryl Calderon, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
I, Cheryl Calderon, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
under the authority of people, so help me God.
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, Cheryl Calderon, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I, Cheryl Calderon, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-44-1, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If we could just find this. Mr. Joseph Luna.
Yep.
I, Joseph Lunam, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
I, Joseph Lunam, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, Joseph Luna, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of Member of Board of Education, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
I, Joseph Lunam, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of Member of Board of Education, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Furthermore, I affirm and declare that I am not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now I will open to the public for items on the agenda. I need a motion, please. Ms. Andrews, and a second.
Second.
Ms. Ryan. As outlined in the Milford Board of Education bylaws 0167, each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 2 minutes. Wait, did you do roll call? Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
But did you do roll call for the board? Oh, no, I didn't. I need to do roll call.
It's not so easy when you're the one reading it.
And when I'm administering and then coming back, my computer was dead. Mr. Albro?
Present.
Miss Andrews? Here. Miss Calderon?
Present.
Miss Dunn?
Here.
Miss Gomez? Miss Coffinger? Mr. Luna?
Here.
Miss Ryan?
Here.
Are there any questions from the public for agenda items? Yes, Mrs. LePage. Please state your name and address for the record.
136, Lynn LePage, 136 Clinton Ave. Do you have an agenda?
Yes,
Are there any out?
yes. There's none over there?
Here, she's not.
I have it digitally. Does anyone else need a copy?
I don't know where they are.
Does anyone else need a copy?
There you go.
Are there any other questions?
Nope.
Okay.
Just ignore my note.
If there are no other questions from the public, I'd like a motion to close to the public.
Motion.
Mr. Albro, second. Ms. Ryan? All in favor?
Aye.
Now I will seek nominations for president. I need a nomination, please.
I would like to nominate Tanya Andrews for president.
Second. Are there any other nominations? Roll, Mr. Albro?
Yes.
Ms. Andrews?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
No.
Ms. Dunn?
Yes.
Mr. Luna?
No.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to seek nominations for vice president. I would like to nominate Heather Gomez. Are there any other nominations?
Second, if you need.
Thank you, Anthony. All in favor?
Is that all we do?
What? Roll call, please. Do you do the roll call on that? Okay, she needs a minute to type.
Mr. Albrow?
Yes.
Ms. Andrews?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Ms. Dutton?
Yes.
Mr. Luna?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Motion passes. 6-0.
Thank you. Okay, president, delegates, and alternates. So for Bergen County School Boards Association and New Jersey School Board Association, I would like to appoint Cheryl Calderon, the delegate, with Paige Ryan as the alternate. Thank you. I would like to seek a motion for BA 30, that's how we do this, right? BA 31, BA 32, BA 33, BA 34, BA 35, BA 36, BA 37, BA 38, BA 39, BA 40, BA 41, BA 42, BA 43, BA 44, BA 45, BA 46, BA 47, BA 48, BA 49, BA 50, BA 51, BA 52, BA 53, BA 54, BA 55, BA 56, BA 57, BA 58, BA 59, BA 60, BA 61, BA 62, BA 63, BA 64, BA 65, and BA 66. Can I get a motion, please? Motion by Anthony Albrow, seconded by Nicole Dunn. Roll call. Are there any questions?
I want to abstain
For,
from,
Chair addresses Mr. Luna, yes?
I would like to abstain from BA 43, BA 52, and BA 53.
Can you give me those, I'm sorry.
Sure, BA 43, BA 52, and BA 53.
Any other questions or comments? Yes?
I'd like to abstain from BA 43 and BA 45.
Roll call, please, right? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0 with exception of those abstain. Okay, I'd like to seek a motion to adjourn. No, I'm sorry, I apologize, it's not on the agenda. Do you want to? Yes, before we adjourn, Superintendent of Schools, it's not on the agenda, but Superintendent of Schools Danielle Shanley would like to make a statement. And I wanted to make that other statement too. Okay, yeah.
You could do that first.
Okay, just for the public knowledge, they might be wondering, there were supposed to be 3 sworn in tonight. Tonight, Mr. Petrolia cannot be sworn in, and if anything changes, we will make a statement at our next meeting. And over to you to make a statement.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming, and I'd like to welcome our new board members, Cheryl Calderon and Joe Lunam. I wish them great success, and I look forward to working with both of you. I'd like to thank those of you in the audience for venturing out this evening. Just for clarification, as long as schools are open, we will continue to conduct our meetings in public. Should there be, and we will continue to conduct our meetings in public for as long as possible. So even if there is an emergency closing, it doesn't necessarily mean that we won't conduct a meeting in public. If we have to make a change, we will do everything in our power to take all public means of communication to let everyone know that there's a change of venue or if we are going online. Okay, as far as COVID updates, I just want to give you a little bit of information as to what has been going on in district the past 48 hours. So today we had 37 district absences in our faculty and staff. And those 37 absences were accompanied by only 8 substitutes working today. So, as you can imagine, things are very difficult to staff. But a pool of only 21 subs is truly problematic, and that's what we have. 13 people were not able to work today for whatever reason. In a district this size, we definitely need a deeper pool. So if you are interested in being a substitute, please apply. There's a link on our website under employment. Student absences. I would just like to report to you the number of student absences so you have an idea what we're looking at. We have approximately 25 to 30% of our students absent between yesterday and today. Today we were closer to the 25 mark with 520 students out, with 158 at the high school, 122 at the middle school, 105 at Berkeley, and 134 at Gibbs. The greatest challenge we're having right now is the time it takes to review each case with the parents and determine whether or not the student is eligible for remote learning, the time it takes to collect evidence of positive COVID results, and then determine a return to in-person learning, depending upon each individual scenario. And believe me when I tell you, each and every case is unique. After which we may have contact tracing that needs to be done. So as you can imagine, it's been an ongoing challenge. We are still, beginning this morning at 8 a.m., sending students home who are symptomatic. No student should be coming to school symptomatic. Symptoms include all of the things that we have included in every letter we've probably sent you about COVID. Headache, congestion, loss of taste and smell, fever, aches, malaise. Anything that you can think of that even remotely resembles COVID should be investigated. Take the temperature of your children and keep them home when needed. Students suffering with COVID symptoms should rest and return when they're feeling better. We seem to be having some students who really are sick with COVID and who are like, near death on the computer. Not really near death, I was over exaggerating. But if you're truly sick, you should rest. We don't expect that because there is a remote option, that if you're very sick, that we want you working. That's what sick days are for. We understand this is a pandemic, and we will evaluate student sick time very carefully this year, as we have done, as we did last year too. But it's important to know that remote learning is not an option for just any illness or any recovery period. As you would imagine in another school year, when you didn't have COVID, if you have surgery and you need to be out for 2 weeks, there is home instruction. There are other options for medical leaves from school. Remote options are for COVID-related cases that have been cleared through the nurse. This is not our guidance. This is the guidance we're following from the state. There are limited reasons why students can take advantage of the remote option, and COVID is the one. The other thing is that, we have parents who are taking it out on our nursing faculty. And it's really unfortunate because these people are working very hard. They are the deliverers of the information. Shooting the messenger is really not going to get us very far. So we're doing the best that we can, but you cannot just simply opt to switch to remote instruction. Now, if your child has a positive COVID test result, or they are waiting for a test result that was taken by a medical professional, or we've sent them home to quarantine, they can engage in remote learning. And I know it may seem counterintuitive at times because we have the remote learning option available. Parents are struggling to understand why if you have it, everybody just can't have it. And it's because we are following the guidance. We're also following with the ever-changing messages that come from either the CDC or the state. Right now we're in the red zone. It's supposed to be a 14-day quarantine. They're telling us you could just do the 10-day quarantine. So there are some things that have changed. We do participate in regular administrative meetings, and we include the nurses in those discussions. We try to make sure that everybody is on the same page. And yes, again, vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals are likely to have different guidance, different expectations for quarantine, etc. That is just the way it is. It's not a judgment. It just is what it is. Now, as far as testing goes, the only COVID tests that we will accept are diagnostic tests that are taken and read and reported by a professional in a professional setting. We do not discriminate between a rapid and a PCR. Why don't we discriminate between rapid and a PCR? Because the state of New Jersey says we can accept either one, as long as it is collected and read by a medical professional. Medi-center, emergency room, doctor's office, doesn't matter. We cannot accept over-the-counter, do-it-yourself test results. Those are for screening, to make sure that you can go spend the holiday with your relatives, but they're not for diagnosis. However, I did post on the Facebook page, and I want you all to know that the state of New Jersey is partnering with the Vault, is what they call it. It is a free, at-home option for testing. So you go online, and it's on the Facebook page, but I'll read it to you, and it's in my last letter under how to get tested. www.learn.vaulthealth.com/NJ. www.learn.vaulthealth.com/NJ. There you can schedule a test to be sent to your house, schedule a Zoom call with a medical professional, take the test under the supervision of the medical professional, send the test out to the lab. This is a diagnostic test. It is free and it is approved. So if you are home, that is a great way to go. You don't have to leave your house. I recognize that there's a lot of information, a lot of different scenarios. People are frustrated. We're all frustrated. If what they say is true about the virus, we're looking at maybe another 10 days, and then hopefully it will start to taper off. So that's what I have for you on COVID this evening. I have to share some very sad news with you. Some of you may already know. This is not something a superintendent ever wants to do. But we have lost a student. Her name was Zoe Ann Caminos. She was a New Milford student, and she died on December 30th at the tender age of 16. Zoe fought a courageous battle with cerebral palsy, epilepsy, and asthma. I did not have the pleasure of knowing Zoe, but I asked those in district who did, and this is what they had to say about her. Zoe had a spunky, sassy personality and was well known as a fighter who battled many illnesses and many setbacks during her 16 years of life. She never lost her sparky personality, even when she was hospitalized many times. She loved anything and everything to do with music and enjoyed listening to books. She had strong feelings and thoughts, and she communicated her likes and dislikes clearly using her facial expressions or by using her communication switch. She would nod her head yes or no and would blink to indicate a preference for something. She was very clear about her likes and dislikes, and she loved, again, her music, princesses, and unicorns. In school, Zoe enjoyed close, loving relationships with her teachers and therapists, and she demonstrated a love of learning. She participated in all of her lessons and indicated her responses using her switch. When she shifted to home instruction, she connected with her classroom peers through technology and loved to see their faces and hear their voices. The students in her class also loved her and asked about her well-being all the time. Zoe leaves behind her mother, Melanie, her father, Jimmy, a sister, Haley, a New Milford graduate, her brother, Dimitri, Dimitri, a freshman at the high school, her extended family, and many caregivers who have been at her side. As an organ donor, Zoe's legacy will continue to live on in others. Please keep the Caminos family in your prayers during this very difficult time. The New Milford community, as always, is rallying to help this family, as they do, with meals and donations. And I know there is online fundraising. I'll make sure that I communicate it on our Facebook page, an online fundraising opportunity. There is no greater loss than that of a child. Life is inexplicably unfair. And on behalf of the New Milford Board of Education and the entire New Milford school community, I share our deepest sympathies with the Caminos family. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. At this time, I seek a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Anthony Albro, second by Nicole Dunn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Meeting adjourned.